afternoon once again, racing fans. Welcome to race day preview. It's a Sunday race card. Please note the time for the first race. It's 12:05. It's a 9-race program. First race is 3 years and up, optional claiming, 350 down to 250. 5 furlong round. This race is a lot of suspect here, and as such, I would implore that you take multiple choices. 11 declared, and as such, even though T Brady stands out and looks like a sole winner, I'm gonna go with at least 6 horses in this race to start off your pick 6. A lot of suspect here, so tread carefully. I'm gonna go with 3, John P, 4, JJ the Striker, 6, T Brady, 8, Was Assault, 9, the Gifted One, 10, K-Boy. John P ran a pretty good race and last. Tried to steal home when caught by Ahmad Ali and He's a Lion. That was in June 21st. He's now back. They're called for Demar Williams, replaces Eric Horton. John P has a lot of speed, a lot of pace. If this horse, Jackie could just restrain him a little bit better, I think John P will last home. Getting on in ages now. It's an 8-year-old bay gelding. However, John P still maintains a lot of speed, and as such, this is a horse that you have to look out for. 4, JJ the Striker is another one with a lot of speed. Has been knocking at the door. Has been beaten by some useful horses. Anthony Hallin now calls on to do duties. Look out for another good run from JJ the Striker. 6, T Brady. This will be the favorite. Has stumbled on the claiming ladder. Race at 700,000 on the last occasion. Before that, race at the $1 million. Finished 4th by 10 1/4 when beaten by Emperor of the Cat. So this is an easy assignment for T Brady. But we know that this horse is not 100%. And as such, I implore you to take some more with you. 8, Was Assault. Another horse with a lot of speed. Can go right in front and can hold off all the challenges. Paul Country Francis maintains the ride for the 2nd consecutive occasion. The last time out, this horse finished 6 by 12 length when beaten by out of class God of Love. Lane 6 is now back on. Look out for a good run from Was Assault. Also getting on in ages. 9, the Gifted One. This one has been knocking at the door. Ran some good races. Once this horse is sound, this could be an upset in the first race. Don't leave the Gifted One. Shaheem Gordon Shaheem Gordon maintains the ride for the 3rd consecutive occasion. Comes in with 57. Shaheem will take the weight down to 53 kilo. Stable change. Anthony Hilton now the new conditioner. Look out for a good run from the Gifted One. 10, K-Boy. Ran a pretty good race and last when beaten 2nd by a length behind Nala's Bushman. He's now back. Visor on. Cheap piece on. You have sharpened up this one. K-Boy has back class, and once reported sound fit enough, K-Boy could win this race. I'm gonna go with T Brady, horse number 6, just to get the better of horse number 3, the long-time leader John P. Then for 3rd, JD the Striker. For 4th, Was Assault. Look for good run from horse number 9, the Gifted One. Horse number 10, K-Boy. This race can go either way, but I'm gonna go with T Brady. The fact that this horse has aim way too low for this company. Moving on, for race number 2. So 3 years and up, optional claiming, 700 down to 600. 7 declared, 5 furlong round. I'm gonna boil it down to 3 of them. 1, turn on the lights. 2, Big Argument. 3, Catawba. Turn on the light. Third by 3 length and last and beat by Lucy in the Sky. This horse has a good turn of foot. Join post position 1, coming 5 round. We'll be running on. This horse is good enough to catch the front runners if they fold. 2, Big Argument. 7 by 16 length and last. Before that, 5 by 17 length. You can throw those 2 races through the window. Big Argument is much better than those final placings. And once fit and sound and ready to run, Big Argument will put up a good fight. 50 kilo, and the cap is in this horse's favor. And I expect a much improved run from Big Argument, and this horse could upset the favorite. 3, Catawba will be the favorite. Some person would say it's a 5-star banker. It's a lone speed here. There is not much here to go with Catawba, and as such, Catawba could hold off all challenge. But I'm looking at the race on the 26th of July. They were going 5.5. Whiskey won that race. Catawba was outsped. Catawba finished 8 by 17 length. Big Argument was in that same race, and Big Argument finished 7 by 16 length. There's also a weight swing for Big Argument. So if I'm gonna give Catawba a chance, although Catawba is a lone speed, I'm willing to give Big Argument a shot also. However, I'm gonna take horse number 3, Catawba, to go right to the lead, get the better of horse number 2, Big Argument, and for third, horse number 1, Turn On the Lights. Moving on, race number 3. It's a maiden condition race, 4 years and up. A field of 7, 6.5 furlong. I'm going to boil it down to 3 horse. 2, Sweet Burn. 5, D-Bay Machine. 6, Racola. Sweet Burn tried to steal a march and last when written by Shane Ellis on that day. Was caught by Equally Slim. He's now back. Emilio McLean replaces Shane Ellis. Got a pull in the weight, 52 kilo. Sweet Burn is improving, and this horse could go to the lead and hold off the late closers. So I'm willing to give Sweet Burn a shot of winning this race. 5, DB Machine. This horse is very ordinary. However, this is the easiest race I've seen this horse run, and as such, I'm willing to give this horse an outside shot. 4 by 11 length on last when beaten by Scupperland and Gilroy. Before that, 6 by 30 length, beaten by Town Star and Papidon. I think Jason Acosta was the trainer on those occasions. D-Bay Machine now change stable. Alfonso Harris is the new conditioner. Could run well and could upset this race. Visor now off. So I'm not going to totally overlook D-Bay Machine. 6, Racola. This is the horse they will all have to beat. Very consistent in all of his races. Very consistent. This horse was beaten by the likes of Oil Machine, Mac and Rome, Brenda Boy, Smart Trick, King Pie, just to name a few. So anything beats Racola will certainly win. But we all know horse racing is not as how it might look. Sometimes a horse might look like a 5-star banker, and there is always somebody lurking. So watch out. I'm going to take Racola to get the better of horse number 5, D-Bay Machine. And for third, long-time leader, Sweet Burn. But Racola should win this race very far. Moving on to race number 4. It's a maiden condition race. 3 years and up. Field of 8. It's a maiden race, so I'm going to boil it down to 4 of them. 2, Royal Maverick. 3, Secret Sensation. 5, Giant Vigorous. 8, Good Conscience. Royal Maverick. This horse continues to disappoint. However, The trainer has now take the blinkers off. Sorry, blinkers now on. So I think Royal Maverick should run a much improved race. Demar Williams maintain the ride. Look for Royal Maverick to run another decent race. 3, Secret Sensation, very disappointing. However, Eric Arton now replaces H.Z. Grant. This horse strode 7 furlong in 139.3, Saturday the 6th of the 9th. Secret Sensation has some amount of ability and should be able to pick up a piece of the pie here. 5, Giant Vigorous is another horse that has been running pretty decent races. Fought by 2 lengths and last, and beaten by Proudest Vision and Royal Maverick. Is now back. Tyrese Anderson takes the ride once again. Look for another good run from Giant Vigorous. 8, Good Conscience. This is the horse I think they will all have to beat. This horse kept far better company than these and has been very consistent in most of his races. Beaten by the likes of Alive, Margarita, Duchess, Bossman. Last time out, this horse for the 6x8 length. So he's back now. Shane Ellis picked up a lot of weight though, 56 kilo. Has been working pretty decent at exercise. 4:49 flat on the 31st of the 8x103. 5.5 in 1:11 flat. Good Conscience should win this race. As such, I'm going to take horse number 8, Good Conscience, to get the better of horse number 5, Giant Vigorous, and for 3rd, Secret Sensation. For 4th, look for a good run from horse number 2, Royal Maverick. Could upset this race. Moving on, race number 5, it's a restricted allowance. 4 is on up maiden, 10 declared, 8 furlong. I'm going to boil this race down to 4. 1, Never. 3, Chesney. 7, Noble Sovereign. 9, Have a Joy. Never has been knocking at the door, very consistent. The door just won't open. However, I think Sunday will be the day. Military Light beat this horse at last. And you see where Military Light came back up in class and beat a very good field. That should argue well for Never, and of such, I'm going to make Never my top choice. 7 furlong in 135.3. I think that is good enough to beat this group. 3, Chesney. This horse keeps running and disappointing. Let down her backers. However, Dane Dawkins stuck with the ride. Blinkers now off, visor now on. That might do the trick. Doesn't have much early speed, but Chesney will be coming on and could catch the front runner. 7, Noble Sovereign. This horse, I tipped this horse as my outsider on last. Slow into stride and was beaten by Imaya. Noble Sovereign is now back. Stretches out from 7 furlong to 8 furlong. Eric Orton now replaces R.C. Blake. Noble Sovereign is improving and should run another good race. Second time at the numbers of 2 level. 9, Have a Joy. No, this is the horse. This is a lone speed horse. And that is the reason why I am giving Have a Joy a look in. Although finish 6x7 length and last in that same race with Amaya. This is a different race. Have a Joy will be the lone speed. Could go in front and could slip off and get away from these. Omar Walker needs to get into the winner's enclosure. Not much winning ride in recent times. 8 furlong might be a little bit long, but as the lone speed horse here, I'm willing to give Have a Joy an outside shot. However, I want to take horse number 1, Never. This horse is too consistent to get the better of horse number 7, Noble Sovereign, who has been improving. For 3rd, Chesney. Watch out for the long-time leader, Have a Joy, as I said, could hang on and create an upset. Moving on to race number 6. This is a restricted allowance. 5 is an up maiden, 13 declared. This race has a lot of horse here with some injuries, some suspect. So I'm going to go with 5 of them. And that is 1, Stain, 5, Excuse Me Goodbye, 8, Mo Aviator, 9, Coalition, 11, Jet Ski Girl. Stain, fought by 8 Linton last and beat my Cruising again. Was the favorite on that day. Was coming off a little rest. Now returns, going over the straight, going from post position 1. That's the only minus for me. But Stain has some amount of ability. Dane Dawkins replaces Shane Ellis. I expect Stain to run a much better race this time around. 5, Excuse Me Goodbye. This horse has been very consistent. One thing for sure, this horse is very sound. The Cardenas maintains the ride for the 4th consecutive occasion, and that should tell you that Dick is very confident with this horse. Second by 2 lengths and last when beaten by the out of class Newlands Link. So I'm willing to give Excuse Me Goodbye another shot of winning this race because this race is so poor and there's a lot of suspect here. 8, Motivator. This one has been knocking at the door, getting fitter and fitter. Third by 4 lengths and last and beat by Cruising again. Before that, third by 4 lengths and beat my Leading Lad. Motivator with Tyrese Anderson replaces Philip Parchment. Got to pull in the weight. Watch out. Once this horse is fit and sound, expect a good run from Mo Aviator. So too, horse number 9, Coalition, has been knocking at the door. David Harris maintains the ride. 6 by 8 Lyndon last and beaten by Xyphonic Steel and Beautiful Moon. Coalition has a lot of speed, will be on the front end, could hold off all challenges. 11, Jet Ski Girl. This is a horse that I think could upset this race. It's getting fitter and fitter. 4th by 4 Lyndon last and beat my Monimus and Storm Boy. This horse, like I said, is getting fitter and fitter. Drawn basically on the outside. Will be running on. Could catch the leaders. I'm going to take horse number 5. Excuse Me Goodbye with Dick Cardenas to get the better of horse number 1, Stain. Then for 3rd, Motivator. For 4th, Coalition. For an outsider, horse number 11, Jet Ski Girl. Good run is expected from Beautiful Moon and Shadow of a Doubt. But my firm choice is horse number 5, Excuse Me Goodbye. Moving on to race number 7, restricted allowance, 3 years and up, 7 declared, 5 furlong round. I'm not going to waste much time here. I think horse number 1, T-Swizzle, is a 5-star banker. Last time out, this horse finished second by a neck to Strong Mind. I gave you Strong Mind on that day. I think T-Swizzle needed the run. This is an easy assignment for this horse. Anything beat T-Swizzle with Dolly Baby Spence will certainly win. And as such, I'm going to take horse number 1, T-Swizzle, to get the better of horse number 2, Alive. Then for 3rd, Princess Chris. This is a nice exacta, trifecta. T-Swizzle, my firm choice in race number 7. Moving on, race number 8. It's a restricted allowance. 15 declared, 5 furlong straight. Very competitive race. However, I'm going to boil this race down to 4 horse. Yes, just 4 of them. And that is horse number 6, A Breath of Fresh Air. Horse number 9, Coronado Steel. Horse number 13, Goodbye Firefly. Horse number 14, Play Fair. 6, A Breath of Fresh Air. Second by a nose and last when beaten by Come Home to Me. On that day, I told you that Goodbye Firefly will need a run and you should not bank on that horse. You should take Come Home to Me. Come Home to Me won on that day. Breath of Fresh Air is now back. Will run well once again. Will enjoy this kind of trip Watch out for another good run from horse number 6, a breath of fresh air. 9, Tornado Steel was in that same race, ran a much improved race. He's now back. Aaron Chatry picks up the right ones again on that day. Tornado Steel was fourth by 2 lengths, was seen making late gain. Once his horse continues to improve, Tornado Steel will run well once again. 13, Goodbye Firefly. Now, this horse is much fitter now. 6 by 3 length on that day when beaten by Come to Me. Reddish Roman picks up the ride once again. This time around, Goodbye Firefly is much fitter, and I expect Goodbye Firefly to beat these this time around. 14, Playfair. This is my outer in this race. It's going to stride and last, beaten by Come to Me. So I'm willing to give Playfair a look in. This horse has been knocking at the door, knocking at the door. The trainer has high hopes for this horse. The car needs to get a win. Trainer confidently give back this jockey this ride. So this could be the fly in the ointment. However, I'm going to stick with horse number 13, Goodbye Firefly, to get the better of horse number 6, a breath of fresh air. Then for third, Tornado Steel. For fourth, watch out for Playfair, who will be flying home in deep stretch. 9th and final, it's an overnight allowance, 3 years and up. We have a field of 12, 9 furlong and 25 yard. Very competitive. I'm going to go with 5 of them. And that is 3, Unspun, 7, Supremacy, 8, Neostar, 9, Mojito, 10, Sheer Delight. Unspun. The horse is very fit, very classy. There's a lot of scope for improvement. Race against some very useful horses. This horse is a fighter. Beaten by Ride All Day and last. Was 5th by 8 length. Stable no change. Alfred Brown is now the new conditioner. Working pretty good. 5.5 in 106 by a minute. And Spung is coming to run. Richie Shakes takes a ride. Takes the weight down to 54 kilo. Look out. And Spung will be there fighting all the way to the end. 7, Supremacy. Step up in class, but this horse is improving. This is another horse, one of my favorite horse. Dervana and Supremacies, 2 of my favorite horse. This horse is improving. 1 and last, going a mile, beating the likes of Main Mistress and Allegiance. Romara Spencer rode him that day. Romara Spencer is back on. Once Supremacy continues to improve, we'll fight these and fight all the way to the end. 8, Neostar. Very interesting horse. This horse has been campaigning at the grade 1 level. So basically you could say Neostar is down in class. What is interesting is that Neostar won at the grade 1 level already. So you could say this horse has a shot. Not doing badly of late. Tyrese Anderson is called, takes some of the weight down, 54 kilo. Not doing badly exercise, 5 in 101. Neostar is coming to run. Baba Nunes has 2 horses in this race. He has Supremacy and he has Neostar. Watch out. One of these horses could be the spoil. 9, Mojito. This is another horse that is basically down in class. Not doing bad exercise. The first of the 9, 7 furlong in 129.2. We know how good Mojito is. 57 kilo Radish Roman. This horse is very fit. It's coming to run. Note, blinkers off. Watch out, Mojito will put up a good fight. Was beaten by Pack Play on last. And we know how classy Pack Play is. So Mojito is coming to run. 10, Share the Light. This is horse I think they will have to beat. This horse ran second by 2 lengths on last and beaten by Ride All Day. Chatry Road, Share the Light on that day. Everett Clunis replaces Chatry to take some of the weight down, 53 kilo. They've also changed stable. Ian Alexander is the new trainer. Share the Light has some amount of pace, has some amount of class. It's Also down in class, it's coming from grade 1 level. So I think Share the Light is the horse to beat. And as such, I'm going to make horse number 10, Share the Light, my firm choice to get the better of Unspun, horse number 3. Then for third, Mojito. For fourth, the Improving Supremacy, Neo Star. Down in class could be the Fly in the Ointment. Share the Light, my firm choice. This race can go either way, so I implore you to choose more than one horse. That's it for me, racing fans. Continue to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Help me to get to 1,000 subscribers. Best of luck. See you at the races.